Hey, lovely clients, lovely ladies, hope you're well. Welcome to this week's Anonymous Q's. Got 3 anonymous questions today, okay? I'll read them out and then I'll give you some of my top tips and thoughts. So question number 1, gym etiquette. Multiple kettlebells, dumbbells. My strength in different exercises is quite different, so could need anything from a little 3kg dumbbell for lateral raises to a 24kg kettlebell, but don't want to be greedy and have all the kit at my mat, and also can't be bothered walking back and forward to get everything. What are my thoughts? Second question is best exercises to get rid of a double chin. Third question is what is my view on using low dose GLP1 meds to help keep within a calorie deficit? So question number 1, gym etiquette, multiple kettlebells and dumbbells. Our strength is different in different areas. So she doesn't want to be greedy and have all the kit at her mat, but also can't be bothered walking back and forward to get everything. So the first thing I would say is it's not greedy. If you're actively doing a workout, you can have as much equipment as you want. Yeah? But why don't you want to walk back and forward? That's like 3 steps. That would get your steps up. What I usually do when I'm in the gym, not CrossFit because it's all like different rules anyway, but when I'm in a commercial gym like Pure Gym, is quite a lot of the time we will work through 4 sets of something. So we'll maybe do a little superset that will need a couple of pieces of equipment. So we'll do that like 3 or 4 sets and then we'll put that stuff away and then we'll go and get other stuff. Just because 2 things, walking back and forward to the equipment station to get your equipment will increase your steps, right? But it's also enforced rest. Quite often what we do when we're working out on our own is it's just a big rush to get through it. We just want to get in, get it done and get out, and we don't rest, right? And if we don't rest, you're over fatiguing your muscles, which means your last sets or your next sets or your next exercise, you're not going to have enough fuel in the tank to do that set to the best of your potential. Remember, we are in the gym for a reason. It is to build muscle. It is to progressively overload. It's actually not to get in and out as quick as we can. So that would be my opinion on that. I don't think there's any problem with being greedy. If you're using the equipment, you're using the equipment. End of. My issue would be if you had 4 different sets of exercises with 4 different bits of equipment and you weren't going to get to the last set to like minute 30 of your workout, but you had all the stuff sitting for that set at minute 0 before you started, then yeah, that's maybe a bit greedy and that's a bit of an issue. But if you're actively using it in sets to work around, then I would go for it. But never underestimate the power of constantly walking back and forward to get your steps in, and because it gives you enforced rest. Like I said, it's quite often that we want to get in and get through it, and that's not always the right thing to do. All right. Question number 2, best exercises to get rid of a double chin. First of all, whatever body part you were asking me about, whether it was a double chin, whether it was thigh rub, whether it was boobs, whether it was your stomach, whether it was your underarm, your tricep area, I would say the exact same thing, right? You cannot spot reduce fat from one area. You do not get to choose where your body loses fat from. So a double chin, and inverted speech bubbly things, right, can usually come from, it's either fat storage, so it's got excess fat in here like we have anywhere in our body, or it's because you've lost body fat and you've got loose skin. And again, there's nothing you can actually do about that, right? However, posture can play a big part in this, and also self-love and I suppose, acceptance to a certain extent as well. So you will get rid of overall body fat through a sustainable calorie deficit, not extreme dieting. All right, the faster you lose the body fat, by the way, the more chance you've got of having the loose skin. So also on top of working alongside in a calorie deficit, you want to be consistently training. Obviously, I don't know whether you're one of my ladies that lift or whether you're one of my online clients, so I'm not sure if you're doing any training. It goes with all these questions, by the way. I realise that are anonymous, but if you've ever got any questions, anybody, you can WhatsApp me. So you want to be doing consistent training as well as running alongside fat loss. If you've lost the weight already and you're at maintenance, then you still want to be doing training and you want to be doing your daily movement, right? Because steps are the most underrated thing for fat loss and for your mental health. If you can sort out your mental health, all right, it comes with a positive mindset and a can-do attitude. That also brings confidence and self-love. They are all actually connected, all right? Strength training, you know my thoughts on strength training. I talk about it all the time. It is one of the biggest things you can do to preserve and build muscle and build confidence. What comes with confidence? Self-love. It's a true story, by the way. And posture work. Never underestimate the power of your posture. It is amazing how much your body shape can change if you are standing up straight, shoulders back, chest out, like a wee proud person that you are, a wee proud woman that you are, all right? It's when we start to slouch and our chin drops, all right, this can give the illusion. And also bear in mind as well that if you're not there yet with the confidence and the self-love, everything that you see when you look in the mirror, most of that is not noticeable to anybody else. And again, that's something that you would need to work on, all right? However, if you want to start, there are things you can do. You can do chin tucks, all right? So just tucking your chin in and just moving your head from side to side. Now, don't get me wrong, right? That is absolutely not going to tone up loose skin, but it's going to give a confidence about you and it's going to let you practice your posture, all right? Upper back strengthening exercises like dumbbell rows, etc., for example, all right, that is good for the shoulders. It lets us get into this position. Deadlifts lets us get into this position. Squats lets us get into this position. So we want our shoulders back and we want our chin up. We want to be walking about with pride, all right? Those will help. So everything that you read on the socials about chin jaw exercises like mewing and all that malarkey, right, it might slightly improve tone and posture. However, it is not world changing and they will not reduce fat, all right? There is no magic chin exercise, basically, is what I'm saying, but there's no magic exercise to spot reduce fat from any part of your body. Focus on, if you have body fat to lose, focus on overall fat loss, so a healthy calorie deficit, and your posture. So work on your posture exercises. Physio can help you with this as well, all right? Your face will lean out along with your body and work on the self-love. Like I said, most of the stuff that you see in the mirror, people don't even notice, all right? Excellent. Right, question number 3. GLP1. So what is my view on using low dose GLP1 meds to help keep within a calorie deficit? So my opinion of GLP1 meds, whether it's low dose or whether it's not low dose, are, right, they are here to stay. We are never going to get rid of them. They can absolutely 100% help people stick to calorie deficit, right? And if you have fat to lose, then that is only going to make your body healthier, and it's only ever going to be a good thing, right? It's only ever going to improve your health. It's only ever going to reduce your health markers. It's only ever going to make you feel better about yourself, right? Now, none of that can be bad? Of course it can't. Those are the things that I fight for with my clients on a daily basis, a weekly basis, a monthly basis, all right? I want you all to feel confident. I want you all to feel healthier. I want you all to be healthier. I want you all to reduce your health markers. I want you all to have a life that you can live, that you are fit enough to move and to have fun and to do nice things, all right? So they can never, ever be a bad thing, right? They are especially useful for, though, people that are classed as medically obese. Especially helpful for those. They're especially helpful for people that struggle with hunger regulation. So hunger regulation can be because we've been overeating for years that we don't actually know. We don't actually recognize the hunger signals anymore, right? And that's actually, I've said actually quite a lot, but that is actually becoming it's becoming more of a common thing because we've got into this habit of always having food with us, always having snacks with us. We carry snacks. We've got bag snacks, car snacks, gym snacks, any kind of snacks, all right? Because we just don't want to get hungry. Whereas being hungry and understanding your hunger signals is one of the most helpful things you can ever learn. It's what leads to doing portion control without thinking about it. It's what leads to mindful eating without thinking about it. Let's face it, right? Most of us are shit at mindful eating. We would not need fat loss coaches if we were decent at mindful eating. So it's something that you need to learn, all right? Hunger regulation can also come from constantly under eating. So if you've been on a diet since you were 30, your hunger regulation will be skewed. So it can help with that. And it can also help with a long history of failed dieting. Again, a lot of midlife women, we are guilty of this because we have been dieting since we were 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, however long, all right? So, yeah, right. So they're here to stay, and if they're used correctly under medical supervision, right, they're not going to be a bad thing. However, they're not a free pass. They are absolutely not a free pass, right? And if you are going to take GLP1 meds to help you lose body fat and you don't do anything else alongside, then we have a problem, because GLP1 meds only work while you are taking them. They only work while they're in your body. We don't build them up and then it keeps us going for 6 months. So the minute you stop those GLP1s, if you have not learn how to eat properly, if you have not been strength training, if you haven't dealt with your protein intake, if you haven't changed your lifestyle, you're just going to put the weight back on. That is a true story, all right? One of the biggest concerns about GLP-1s also is about muscle loss. So muscle loss when anybody's dieting, even in a healthy calorie deficit, right, is a big concern, especially for us midlife women. The older we get, we start losing muscle at 30, right? So we want to be actively building our muscle alongside fat loss. And again, this comes down to lifestyle change. If you're just going to take the drugs, whatever way, the Jags, whatever, the patches, whatever, if you're just going to take them and not change your lifestyle, then you're seriously going to have a massive problem, all right? So rapid weight loss without weight training, any kind of, not even rapid weight loss, any kind of weight loss without strength training, resistance training, weightlifting, whatever you want to call it, right, is going to give you a higher risk of losing your lean body mass. So it's going to give you a higher risk of losing your muscle, all right? When we lose our muscle, we get a lot of flabby skin, and we're just not strong. So we're more prone to falls, we're more prone to less mobility, less strength, etc. All right, so training alongside GLP-1s, super important. Protein alongside GLP-1s, also super important, right? Protein is what helps your muscles recover, helps you build muscle, keeps you fuller for longer, helps you retain muscle, all right? So protein, strength training, eating healthily alongside GLP-1s, all right? The second thing that can be quite a problem is there are some side effects. So nausea is one of them. Digestive issues is also a problem. Now, I've heard people going from extreme constipation, which is never good, to diarrhea. Again, none of those two things are good, right? Extreme constipation, you're just going to get bloated, you're going to get backed up. It's horrible, right? It's one of the worst feelings ever in the whole world. It also means that the food that you're eating is just sitting in your gut, which can lead to a whole load of other issues. And also the exact opposite of that, diarrhea. If you're eating and everything is just going straight through you, then you're getting no chance to get any vitamins or minerals or anything like that, all right? And again, it's not good for your gut. So you should be taking them under medical guidance, and you should have somebody that you can check in with for them, all right? It's not just a casual thing, all right? Finally, low dose specifically. Some people do use low doses just to take the edge off the appetite, right? I understand this. I do understand this, especially because I've spoken about already about appetite regulation and stuff, right? But it's still a medication. You're still putting drugs into your body. It's not a hack. It's a serious situation that you need to think seriously about and decide whether they're for you or not. My biggest issue with GLP-1s is people that have got half a stone to lose and they're taking them, right, just like willy-nilly. I have a major issue with that. However, I am not here to persuade you whether to take them or whether not to take them. It is genuinely your decision. But if you are going to take them, you need to make sure you're taking them for the right reasons, and you need to understand that it's still drugs that you're putting into your body. It's not a hack. It's not a quick fix, because it might seem like a quick fix, but it's not, because the minute you stop taking them, you put the scale weight back on if you haven't dealt with all the other issues. All right. So GLP-1s, absolutely can be a helpful tool. I am not against them. They don't replace healthy habits though, and they don't replace changing a lifestyle. If you don't fix the lifestyle, the results will not last. So, all right, my lovelies, whether it's fat loss around your chin or using something like GLP-1s, the fundamentals do not change. A calorie deficit, strength training, and consistency are what actually drive results. And if you're in the gym and you need all the equipment, again, if it's for the right reasons and you're using it, knock yourself out. All right, see you later. Bye.